Why? Because it wasn't the coordinator's fault. You know, you fans want to get rid of these coaches in 5 minutes, right? So when a coach occasionally goes, hey, I'm controlling my destiny, don't billionaires back out of deals all the time? You don't think those guys that own an NFL franchise, these billionaire owners, you don't think they've ever made a promise, a verbal commitment, and backed out of a business? You don't think they've ever done that? Most of these owners own like 50-plus businesses. You don't think they've ever backed out of anything at the last second? A coach did. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying I get it. And I say it from experience. I've bounced around the country. I've taken a lot of jobs. And I'm not a guy, if I give you my word, I'm in. But I'm not going to judge somebody. I mean, some people waffle. I tend to be a pretty convicted guy. If I want something, I go get something, and I make a commitment to something, and that's just my personality. Not everybody's like that. Some people go back and forth. They feel guilty. They talk to their wife. They commit in the moment. You know, I'm not a guy that you can sell real quickly. I'm a circler. If I want to buy a house, I want to buy a car, I want to buy a condo, I want to buy some skis, I circle stuff. It takes me a long time to make decisions, so when I do, I'm all in. Some people are more impulsive. They can walk in a car lot and go, hear a good sales pitch and go, I'll take the car. People can walk in a house with no intention to buy it. I'll buy the house. You walk through the shopping mall and you're like, I don't need a watch. I want to buy the watch. Some people are more impulsive. It's not my personality. It's not better or worse. There are probably been times in my life I should be more impulsive. But I tend to be a circler. I circle something. I think about something. I'm a vulture. I think about something. It winds down. Then I make a decision, and I'm all in. But it takes me a while to make decisions on stuff. Josh McDaniels may be a little impulsive. Flew home. Wife's like, lost the Super Bowl. Kraft sells. It just happens. Christine with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
The last time Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone and he came back from it, he won the MVP award.
Yeah.
So this year he said that he has the same goal.
I'm feeling great. I'm back to my workouts. I was playing golf on Wednesday out in Scottsdale in the Pro-Am. So if I can do that, you know, I'm feeling pretty good.
Now, the last time you came back from a broken collarbone, you won the MVP. So did you set the bar a little too high here for 2018?
No, I plan on doing that again.
All right, is that a guarantee?
No, I don't need to make guarantees. I'm just telling you, I plan on doing it again.
Who's that? That sounds like a Milwaukee reporter. Was that a big event?
He has a Green Bay mic flag. So maybe
That guy had a very Milwaukee sound to him.
Oh, like what's that movie? Is it Fargo?
Yes, he got a little Fargo twang.
That's Minnesota, though.
That's Minnesota.
What's the difference between a Minnesota and a Milwaukee accent?
I think it's the same thing.
Are we sure?
It's a little, North Dakota, Minnesota, it's all kind of.
Milwaukee?
Kind of sounds.
That's where that whole area of the map gets real fuzzy for me.
Yeah, it gets fuzzy in December through like March.
And all the M's.
Snow flurries. It's fuzzy. I can't.
The Cavs lost to the Magic last night, 116-98. They gave up a 21-point lead. And Isaiah Thomas had a reaction that I think is very telling about where the Cavs are at.
The good thing about it, we have another game tomorrow, and we can try to fix these problems and come together. But I know one thing, like when we hit adversity, we go separate ways, and that has to change for us to be a really good team that we want to be.
He said, when adversity hits, we go separate ways. So the Cavs are dealing with a lot of adversity right now. So if they're all going separate ways every day, that is not good.
Yeah, they have a leadership void right here. They got all
leadership void.
Well, I mean, nobody likes Dan Gilbert. They have a rookie GM. LeBron's a legend.
The leader.
I mean, they're just not. Listen, this is something I've watched the Lakers go through for about 7 years now since Jerry Buss died.
What? You're comparing this situation to the Lakers?
No, I'm just saying.
And their leadership situation?
Leadership void in America. We have it in the White House. We have it in companies. My former company now has a leadership void. You'd be like, how? They have like 400 managers.
No, I completely agree with you. But listen, LeBron is the leader. And he's too busy Instagramming and social media.
No, I think he's fried.
Tweets.
I think he's done with it. I think he hates Dan Gilbert. I think he's totally fried. Okay, so then
it's not a leadership void. It's just a bad leader.
No, he's not. He's shown to be a good leader, but he's just fried with the situation. Like, you can be in a good marriage, and then all of a sudden it's a bad marriage.
Okay, but now he's being a bad leader.
Yeah, well, he's going to go down as the best or second best player ever. I'm not worried about him. I just think they're They just have this. Listen, I've worked at so many companies. This is what happens. Like, you lose somebody, you gain somebody. The person who comes not as good. They don't live up to expectations. Somebody gets petulant. Somebody feels they're being used. And like, Cleveland right now is just a mess. And they don't have anybody to just put their, LeBron's saying all the right stuff. I'm going to stay here long term. But listen, man, when your star player and your owner hate each other, and they do. I just got a text this morning again. Like, Gilbert and LeBron, it is awful right now. Like, awful.
Yes, because Gilbert said, hey, you're not getting to make all the decisions anymore. Yeah. That's my job, especially if you're not staying here. And LeBron doesn't like it. Yeah. And so he yelled at the owners and the executives in front of his teammates.
Yeah.
That sounds like a baby throwing a temper tantrum.
Well, yeah. I mean, Michael Jordan punched teammates. It happens.
Oh, that is your go-to.
That's true.
So you have one thing to go back to.
But it is true.
You know how many players have punched teammates?
Well, I don't know. The answer to that, in football, it happens all the time. I don't know about hoops.
Finally, the Thunder were in Golden State last night, and before the game, reporters were interviewing Kevin Durant, and of course, questions came up about his relationship still with some of the Thunder players and his old friendships, and he doesn't like being asked those questions anymore.
I got a question, like, why do you care so much?
Is this time for you? Every time you like going to the field, we're asking you.
Yeah. I mean, because it's not even about the game, it's about the person. So, talk about basketball for a second.
Yeah, he only wants to talk about basketball and not his personal relationships, which honestly I kind of get. I mean, we're interested in all that kind of stuff because it is fun to talk about, but for them, they're basketball players.
Yeah, that's what they do. They hoop it. It's Team of the News.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The